really hope the settings are still fine on this thing.
You'll be fine. And besides, Ant will work his non-editing magic and make it sound really good when he adds the jingle on the front and the jingle at the end. You know I love you.
Are we ready?
Of the MO podcast.
Yes. Yes, we're ready. For fuck's sake, hit us with the intro.
Hello and welcome all into the MO podcast. As always, you're here with me, Conservation Sant.
And me, Atreya.
And...
Hello, I am Novadome.
yes, so we've got Nova here, and this week we are going to be talking about some toothy tales.
Are we talking about dentists or the tooth fairy or...
No, we're going to be talking about beasts. And more particularly, the beasts of France.
Oh!
Yeah, I made a drop for you.
The worst kind.
Yes.
You guys, if you don't say it right, I'm gonna judge you.
Yes, it's the... Oh, I've got loads. Oh.
Okay.
So, it's basically about just wolf attacks in France. Pretty much, but there's been a couple which are notable, so I've got three, so we can talk about them and just laugh at the French, really, in general.
Is one of them La Bête de Javadon?
Ooh.
What'd you say about my mother?
Comment allez-vous? Oh, oui.
Well, I was just waiting for you to crucify it anyway, so you say it how you were going to say it.
Well, the first one is Le Loup de Paris.
Ooh. Check you out, sweetie.
I'll tell you what. Ladies, strap in.
You've become suddenly so much more attractive.
Prepare your mops.
Yep.
It's like Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Get the non-slip out. So.
The non-slip? What?
Non-slip.
Oh.
The non-slip.
I was going to say, where is this going, please?
Yeah, just...
Cancelled.
Yeah. Got a few of them, I tell you. Anyway, so we all know that dogs are horrible and wolves are elegant beasts. Right. But we don't hear much about wolf attacks these days, mainly because in America they're all armed, so the wolves have kind of got the hint, and in Russia it's not really a free press, is there? So...
I just envisioned their wolves with guns. When you said in America they're all armed, and I just thought you meant the wolves, like, let's get ready, lads.
That would be so much better in America. Get the wolves winning things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me the wolves were rushing off?
Oh, Nova.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Wolves with Kalashnikovs in Russia.
Get out.
Sorry, to continue.
So, the first such notable attack happened in 1450. And this was in the heart of France. This was in Paris, no less. Or Paris, no less. So,
Boom.
just be warned, if you do search for the wolves of Paris, you may come up with this. Which isn't what we're going to be talking about, unfortunately.
Interesting.
I'm sure there's...
That is not a werewolf book.
Yeah, I'm sure there's podcasts out there talking about that. But...
Is it a werewolf book? Is that the man pre-wolf? Or is this an erotic novel?
Can we do a live reading?
Yeah, read it from the start.
It is an erotic novel, which I didn't realise when I typed in The Wolves of Paris, and then got that and went, oh, this doesn't sound like a story about... Oh, where's he putting that? Oh, no. Might be a build-up.
Ah, woo.
Howling, I tell you. But anyway, Paris at this time, it wasn't obviously the grandeur of the years to come, like with the Sun King's rule, etc. But it was still a major metropolitan area, and it was a walled city to keep the invaders and local wildlife out. But these walls failed. Now, normally the wolves don't approach a populated area unless there's been some kind of dire wolf, yeah.
Wow.
Dire winter, and
Fuck me, this is going to be a long episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Between the pair of you.
Yep. And if they're short of prey. So there was a pack at this point patrolling the outskirts of Paris, and they were attacking the local farms because obviously this winter was quite horrendous. Now, they'd taken livestock, but then the farmers moved within the walls, so the wolves had no food, so they were getting more desperate and desperate.
Oh, wolves.
This is when they decided to try and find a way into the city. Now, this is one of them that you've got to kind of decipher the facts from fiction with it, because it is romanticized quite a lot. Apparently, the wolves killed 40 Parisians in the first month of their
With
attacks.
Kalashnikovs.
Yeah, they were armed, and
What I thought.
they got bolder and bolder, and apparently this figure reached the hundreds, which I don't think it did. But
Yeah, that's a bit hectic for wolves.
yeah.
How many wolves we talking though?
So there was a pack, and it was supposed to be over like 30 wolves, and usually wolves only hunt in packs of like 6 to 8 because there's only one alpha kind of thing. But because they were so desperate, they kind of all joined up and formed this like Uber clan.
I mean, they could kill 100 babies. Not gonna put much of a fight, really, are they?
Well, you'll probably see you could probably see where they got that number from as the story continues. I mean, they were led by their red pelted alpha, and not that one. It was that one.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
well, it's no wonder they killed so many people. He clearly had a Kalashnikov.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just posing off in the distance. Everyone was just looking like kill them all.
To be fair, he is an alpha. I'd give him that.
He was just standing there distracting everybody with his rippled washboard abs, and whilst they were all looking at him, they were just eaten alive. I've also never seen a red pelted wolf, because at first when you said red pelted wolf, I was like, I think he means a fox.
So no, this was common in Eurasian wolves apparently, and it was red pelted with a black streak down his back.
Oh, he sounds like Scar.
Well, he was named Coulthard, which is French for bobtail. And apparently the reason how he got this name is because when the pack attacked the city the first time, the portcullis was dropped, and it trapped his tail in the actual portcullis. So he basically had half a tail.
Oh,
That makes sense.
Yeah, but you can kind of see where the romanticism is coming into it now. So the story goes, one evening when the pack were just having a sniff around the walls, they found an entrance which was only accessible by the River Seine. But because the river was frozen, they could walk across the river and get through this little hole. Now there they padded into the square where, conveniently enough, the Notre Dame service had just finished. So there was all these priests, bishops, and all the faithful within the square. And the wolves were really hungry.
Delicious virgin blood.
Exactly. So they just went mental on them.
how many times I've told people going to church is not good for you? This just proves my point exactly, doesn't it, really?
Exactly. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say obviously, but the priests and bishops really didn't put up much of a fight. And,
Obviously. I'll say it for you.
And God knows where the city guard were, because by the time they showed up, the wolves fucked off. And
They were
there was
getting drunk.
just a mass of bodies within this square.
You
Now-
can't blame them. It was Sunday service. I mean, what are they expecting would happen? Like, no one's getting pissed on communion wine.
I mean, yeah.
You know, the town guards is just like, they're in church. What's the worst that could happen?
It's
Let's
Yeah,
have
it's
a
not like
pint.
wolves can attack or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? We'll just nip off for a quick beer.
Yeah, let's have a drink.
Boy, did I have a story to tell the sergeant.
Well, you see what it is, Sarge. We just thought, oh, Sarge is also dead. He was in the ship.
Yeah, he was a good Catholic boy and then got ripped up.
Wait, you're talking about the wolves or by the church?
I wasn't gonna make that joke. I was not gonna touch that. And then
Nova, if you listen
Unlike
to
the
any of our
priests.
episodes, exactly, we make this joke every
you
fucking
opened that
episode.
GPS and you went there.
Every episode, we make a joke about the Catholic Church.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to change when we get my mother on because it won't fly. So,
Oh, I'll be polite. I'll tell her I'm Catholic.
I'll try. So then the captain of the guard then set a curfew and he ordered all rotten or unusable meat to be piled up in outside Notre Dame in the square. Now, this was to try and lure the beasts in if they were that hungry. But unfortunately, the beasts were too smart. And then they had to get 2 cows, cut them open, and drag them along the streets.
Murder them.
Murder them.
Murder them is what you just said.
Yeah,
You said murder them.
Yeah. I mean, they...
Murder the
wolves were just
cows.
like, we want our prime cut meats. We want the rumps.
They
and the
want the
sirloin."
real stuff, yeah. So they dragged them through the city streets and then dumped them in the middle of Notre Dame Square. Now, the wolves picked up the scent and they entered in again into the square. And while they were feasting on this offal that was in the middle of the square, the city guards, the captain gave the order to fire arrows at them. Now, allegedly, the wolves were too quick for the arrows, or if they'd been hit by an arrow, they just pulled it out and carried on regardless.
Just the palms like, shink.
Fucking, oh, actually, this could carve into the T-bone quite nice.
Yeah, and then started using implements.
When you
trained
said
them.
they had this plan, right? I had like Wile E. Coyote in my head. So they had this big mound of meat and this huge big cage held up on a rope with the guards just going, "We've got them this time, lads."
100-ton weight.
Yes. And the wolves are going, they know we've seen Looney Tunes, right? He's a fucking idol. Not gonna work, guys.
Jeez.
But this obviously this didn't work. The wolves were still running around the square, still eating everything up. So then the captain gave the order for the city guard to fight them hand to tooth. So the city guard approached the wolf pack with their pikes and their spears, and they battled them. But apparently, after hours of battle, the only 2 left standing were the captain of the city guard and Coulthard, obviously, because it wouldn't be a story otherwise.
Who
Good
wrote the
Catholic
story?
boys.
Some French guy.
You mean Captain?
Yeah.
History's always written by the winners, let's face it.
Yeah. But as the captain faced off against Coulthard, he jumped, he did a mighty leap, and as he was in the air, the captain stuck him with his spear. But because he was so big and he was so weighty, Coulthard slipped down the spear and bit the captain's neck out. So they both died within the square.
Yeah.
Some kind
Badass.
of weird embrace. I mean, that story is a lot better than the reality, which was the wolf pack would sneak in at night, take advantage of all the homeless people and all the pissheads that were on their own wandering through the streets, have a nibble, and then get out. The people got so fed up that they couldn't go for a cheeky pint at night, get out the house, that they complained to the city guard. So then the city officials did dump dead meat, dead food into the Notre Dame Square, but they also they also blocked off any exits for them. And then when the wolves approached, they stoned them to death from a safe distance. So it was pretty Wile E. Coyote.
Wow.
I mean, that's horrible by the end. But I like the motivation as you framed it. You're like, oh, they were killing the homeless and the drunks, but everyone's like, oh, the moment I can't get my pint, nah, mate, we got to do something about
That's
this.
it. Fuck you, wolves.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, we don't
Now
care
it's
about
a
them,
problem.
but just want to sneak out for a quick pint.
It's a very British way of dealing with shit.
Yeah.
We're not bothered unless they're blocking our pubs. When we kind of get to the pub, that's when it's an issue. Even Boris would agree with that.
Yeah. So, the next major wolf attack, well, the next major one, at least according to that needed recording, according to Wikipedia, was in 1765.
One source.
Yeah, this is kind of all one source. It's not. So this was in 1765. Now, this is most notable because this wolf killed 18 people in a 2-day period. Sorry, he attacked 18 people in a 2-day period.
It wasn't
Okay, that's less
washboard
impressive.
abs.
No,
right?
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay.
We've got no pictures of this one,
Oh.
unless I'll just put that one back up.
Yeah, that one works for me, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's keep doing that
That
one.
was it.
Let's keep doing that, yeah.
Okay, now.
You know, that actor on that book never thought he would appear on an MO podcast.
I tell you what. Oh god, we're raising his profile.
I was going to say it's the highlight of his career.
Tell you, get on Amazon, buy it, promote
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
So on
Poor
the
guy.
last,
Hasn't even got a head in the picture.
I know you can't even see his face. You
They
should-
don't know who he is.
just a piece of meat. Is that all you think
Yeah.
of him?
It's
That was
literally
the
all
meat
he
in the
is.
courtyard.
This,
Like, literally.
Objectifying him. It's disgusting.
It's literally the best cut.
Come over here, you wild animals.
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
So, God, Wilkes is going to love these tangents, isn't he, this week? So, on the last day of February 1765, the wolf attacked and killed a pregnant woman just northeast of Paris. Now,
It's like a lucky packet for him.
yeah, but the locals, being very quick thinking, cut the fetus out and had it baptized before it died.
Wow, that is
What?
that's
Because-
quick thinking at its finest
The
there.
woman is laying there dying like, cut it out! Dip it now!
Dip it! It's not a Dorito, no. It's a baby.
Where's the money, Lubowski?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so another
So
dig
it
at
could be
Catholics there.
baptized. So it could be baptized before it was born. Is that the logic?
Yeah, and go to heaven. Because if it wasn't baptized, it wouldn't get to heaven, even
Throw it
though
like a
it's
fishing line.
not a real thing. But anyway,
I mean,
This is
these fucking crazy ass people.
yeah. So then later that day, the wolf attacked a mother and a son, and this was like 300 meters away from the first victim. And they survived by both fighting it off. Now, the next day, the wolf attacked a man. He barely escaped with his life. He suffered head wounds. Don't know how that'd work. Probably just like in his... but then on the same day, 2 young boys were attacked and a farmer lost part of his face to the wolf.
Of his face.
Yeah. So not
What
just
year is this?
on his head. 1765.
Did the farmer survive?
Yes. So that farmer survived. A lot.
Wow.
4 of the 18 which were attacked died of their injuries. Obviously, because they didn't have medicine and shit.
4 18's pretty good though. Like it's pretty shit on the wolf's part.
But this is a 48-hour period. Like, he wasn't stopping. This wolf was just all go.
He went all Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, he didn't need a rest. He just wanted to go crazy.
It's like realised he was being evicted because he hadn't paid his mortgage or like his bank had just put him in arrears or some shit like that. And he was just like, if I'm going down, everyone's going with me.
Exactly. Like Michael Douglas falling down.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a breakfast after 10:30. Just went mental.
We're increasing the rent on that wooden stump you're living in, mate, by about 500 euros.
No!
Game over. So then after this attack, the wolf then fled. Now, apparently, it fled over 150 miles.
That's good going.
It is, especially in I mean, I know they do roam, but in a 48-hour period.
Maybe he was a big wolf. Did they say how big he was?
Big enough to attack 18 people.
You can just be sneaky and attack 18 people.
But wolves are big. Wolves are quite big.
I could attack 18 people. I just walk up to them and go, "Hi, how you doing?" Boomf. "Hello, how are you?" Boomf. It's just, it's a
you know you're supposed to at least knock them out when you attack them.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, Nove. I was knocking them out.
Go one punch.
One
punch. Yeah. They call me one punch a tray. Don't you know that? Yeah. There's a reason for it.
One punch a tray.
Yeah. Mhm.
One punch and she's down.
Mhm.
One punch, she's broke her fingers. So.
And she's got a ring on. She's got some knuckle duster.
I've got a knuckle duster.
A singular duster.
Or I mean, I could walk up to somebody and go, "Hi, how are you?" And not actually hit them, just do that sound effect with the little jab in their face, and then they'll go, "What the fuck are you doing, you crazy bitch?" But by then, my other hand has already come out of nowhere and stabbed them. I'm just saying, powers of deception.
You just go in. You
smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just go in and you like fake your punch, and they're like flinch, and they're like, "Ha! Made you flinch." Shink.
I shiv the fuckers, yeah. Smoke and mirrors.
You throw down a smoke bomb and you just run, just see you running out of the smoke.
Yeah, no. Or just flash them, you know? Power of deception.
I mean,
Fuck off, man.
I can
Fuck
see
right
can
off.
see why people get knocked out by that. Like. So, anyway.
Nova, you're hearing this. This is not Ant. I'll take it though.
So, after the wolf fled, it partially decapitated a woman and fatally injured a girl. Now, the villagers set up a trap, but they were overpowered by the wolf, and more villagers had to pile on and push it away, kind of thing. The wolf fled. It killed several sheep, mutilated a servant, before it was tracked to a small lane by Antoine Savarel. It leapt at him, but he was armed with his trusty pitchfork, which he used to pin down the creature. He held it there until an armed peasant came along and killed the wolf. Now, Antoine received 300 livres for his bravery. The peasant got fuck all. The peasant killed it. All he was doing was like, "Someone help me, please!"
The peasant was probably armed with a pitchfork. While he had it pinned down, the peasant was like, "Ha! Ha! Ha! Ha!" and kept stabbing it. And then he realised...
Thank you. I'll take all the credit.
Here you go,
here's your reward. Enough for one pint.
Yeah. I probably could have just taken my pitchfork out and then kept doing that as well, but the thought didn't occur to me. But anyway, it was totally me, because you wouldn't have killed it if I hadn't have pinned it down.
If I weren't here,
yeah,
you wouldn't have done anything.
A different story. Would have been a different story.
Yep.
This wolf was crazy, though. Like, what triggered this wolf to just go on this rampage, other than his rent going up?
You know what it is, Nove? They do it in Asda all the time. People take a shotgun into Asda when they've just had enough. You bottle it up, and that's what happens. Just saying.
True that.
You don't bottle shit up. Mm-hmm.
True that. Same in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
So we are just animals.
Yeah. They just don't have their own Asda that they could walk into.
Yeah. So, well, their Asda is like...
Yeah.
Only they had Asda.
So then we move on to the Beast of Javadon.
La Bête de Javadon.
La Bête de Javadon, oui.
Or if you play the old Atmosphere games, you know, with the VHSs and the Gatekeeper and stuff, they had one of the characters was called Gavorden. Javadon. I believe you mean Javadon.
Yeah, I've listened to a few podcasts with this one, and it's like I'm not saying that I'm doing it perfectly, but Americans'
Cringe.
pronunciation of this place isn't great. So again, this one is probably a little bit more like the first one, The Wolves of Paris. It's a bit more legend than truth, really. But the basics have been recorded, and we do know that King Louis XV rolled up his sleeve and got involved. Not physically, but he sent people.
What you do, innit? Got the money,
Exactly.
you just send people, you don't do it yourself.
Delegate.
Delegate.
Yeah.
Delegate for the win, I'm all about that.
That's
Yeah.
what Bezos does, yeah.
Yeah.
So, marry... Excuse me.
Jeff, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
We're not really.
Depends.
Unless you want to sponsor.
I was just about to say, if he comes in with a sponsor, then we'll be sorry. Up until then...
If he comes in with a sponsor and sponsors us, mate, I'll be fucking fired. As soon as we make it big, that's it. My career's over. Not that it's a career. But, you know.
Well, I mean, we'll get 2 out of it until they realise what we do.
True. We can just be like Frankie Boyle, you know, or Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Ricky
Uncancelable.
Gervais.
Yeah. Dave.
Ricky Gervais at the fucking Oscars, mate. Boom.
Did. He would have made a joke about a boyfriend. So, Marie Janine Vallée was a young girl who was tending a cattle in the summer of 1764, just outside the town of Langerneau. And the beast approached her. Now, she described it as a comme un loup, mais pas un loup, which is
Swoon.
like a wolf, yet not a wolf. It's kind of cryptid there, isn't it, really? It's like... But, to be honest with you, I can see why she said that. Because it looks like that.
That is fucking terrifying.
So that is hideous, to be quite honest with you. Don't know what's going on there with it.
It's
That's
like
an
a...
easy little bastard.
It's like a hamster cum gecko cum... corgi.
It's like a experiment gone wrong.
Yeah.
Mixed with a skunk.
In it though, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely corgi-ish. Maybe she ran into a corgi that just had a bad day.
Yeah, I don't know who described that, but it's like it's a very bad e-fit.
Aren't they all?
Well, yeah.
Was she maybe dehydrated and delirious?
She was, yeah. I mean, she's just been looking at this like herd of cattle all day. She's not
Bored.
Yeah, exactly. She's not really paying attention to much, is she?
She's high off her rocker on manure then.
Exactly. She's probably on
Ammonia
TikTok or
poisoning.
something.
TikTok.
Okay, children.
Fucking Gen Z.
Yeah, watch our TikToks, by the way. Like, subscribe, comment. Helps the algorithm. Anyway.
Does that the algorithm?
Yeah. God damn, we need it. Anyway, as she stared, probably full of wonder at the beast, it actually charged at her. But the bulls within the herd had different ideas, and they actually drove the beast off. Now, 2 months later, the beast found its first victim, who was 14-year-old Jeanne Boulet, and she was another shepherdess. Start 'em young, I suppose.
Much job opportunities in them days in them parts, you know, aren't.
I know,
Child
there's
labor
not.
is very cheap.
Exactly.
Also
and
that, yeah. It's free, in fact.
I think as we'll find as the story goes on, education wasn't really an option for these people.
The education wasn't that good.
It was non-existent. Throughout the year, dozens of attacks ensued, and the beast seemed to prey on people that were on their own, and they were away from populated areas. Now, in January of 1765, Jacques Portefeuille and several of his friends were sparring with wooden pikes while watching their family's animals. Now, all of a sudden, the beast bursts through the undergrowth and it tries to take one of the younger children away. Now the boys were having none of this and they started charging the animal with their pikes. They managed to push it back and eventually the beast dropped the child and it retreated into the undergrowth. Now this came to the word of King Louis XV and he got involved, and when news of this came to him he gave the boys a monetary reward, and he was so impressed with Portofeuille's bravery that he actually rewarded him with an education.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So fucking generous.
You defended from an animal. Here, now you can learn to read.
How nice of him.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? There you go. You can have some money, but better still, you can learn to read.
I'd have just gone, can I have the extra money
More
instead?
money, please.
Just more money, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you're going to pay for me
Reading's
education.
overrated.
Just give me it.
Yes, it's a cash.
Yeah. I've got
He was just gonna
sheep
be
to
like,
look after.
Here. He's he was just gonna be like, here, have 500. What was the currency back in that days?
Livre.
Livre. Here's 500 livre, and the kid was like, I know that's not a high number. 200. All right. You're an agent.
Yeah. I want you to add 300 to it, so that makes 150. Pretty sure. Maybe that's why he got an education. The king felt sorry for him. Went, fuck me, this lad needs help.
Yeah. I bet he got out of fucking university livid. That bastard!
Why did he put me through that? So the king then actually put up a reward for the Beast of Javadon, and he sent the first captain, Dumel, and his troops to the area to try and quell the beast attacks, catch the beast. And at one point there was rumoured to be like 30,000 people involved in this hunt, but Dumel failed. He was a little bit of a prick apparently, and none of the local herders kind of got involved with him, and they were very uncooperative with
All
him.
30,000 of them?
Pretty much, yeah. He kind of came in, he was very zealous, apparently. He was very zealous, but the herders were like, we just try to fucking do our job here. And he was like, but there's a beast. And he went, well, if we don't do our job, then we can't earn money. And he was like, but the beast. I don't give a shit. I need money to live. Are you going to pay me money? No.
So did he kind of show up and he was like, I have an army of 30,000 strong. And the men were like, oh, wait, when you had us sign that... Oh, no, we thought the petition was just for you. We didn't realise you wanted us to...
Yeah.
Oh, no, you crack on. You know how to do it.
Yeah, he wanted volunteers.
You know what to do.
Yeah. And they went...
I think I left the stove on.
Oh, is that... What's that? Oh,
See ya.
Close the door. What's that, darling? Close the door.
So after a while, he got frustrated with the hunt and the locals, and when the king sent 2 professional hunters to deal with the beast, Dumel stood down. Now the father and son team of Jean-Charles Marc Antoine Vermessel d'Invernal. That's why
I'll
we
take
fuck.
it. It's still swoon.
This is why we hate the French. What the fuck is the point? How many names?
How many names do you want?
John, end it there. You're
John
done.
Smith. It's a good, strong name.
Fucking hell. I wonder why they get so much shit. Can you have one name? Cher. Easy. Madonna.
Cher.
Done.
Madonna, I was going to say.
Done.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, could you please sign this contract? All right, I'm gonna need an hour and a lot of ink.
Yeah, see you in a week. So him, John, and his son, Jean-Francois, they preferred stealthy methods, even though they did use a pack of bloodhounds. So I don't know.
Very stealthy, those bloodhounds.
Yeah, I don't know how them two marry together, but...
Go in there and don't bark.
Yeah.
Find a sit, but...
Just keep quiet. Just come
Use
back.
like
when you
inside
find it.
voices.
So they were shit as well. And then in June of 1765, they themselves were replaced. Now, the person that replaced them was the king's own gun bearer and the lieutenant of the hunt for the king. He was called Francois Antoine, and he was 71 years of age. So
71.
Back in that day, that was like 140.
Exactly, and
How did he live that long? He can't have done very much if he lived that long.
I mean, he was in the king's circles, weren't he? So he probably
So he did fuck all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he just went out a bit, didn't he, every now and then on a hunt and shot something and went, yeah. Or had someone else shoot it and went, there you go, king.
Yeah, he sat in a tent and watched other people shoot shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still being on the hunt, isn't it?
Look at that shot.
Pass me another grape.
peel it first.
Yeah.
So the terrain around Javadon was actually quite mountainous and hilly. So this did kind of hamper Francois just a little bit because of his knees not working.
He couldn't put his tents up.
And his
Not on
hips.
uneven ground.
No. So he did actually eventually hunt and kill a big wolf in September. It was just under a metre high and it was over 5 foot long. It weighed 60 kilos, so it was quite a big beast. Now, apparently, that was it.
That's a fucking really big rat.
Yeah.
Or a weasel, possibly.
I mean, this is
Also,
17...
what's up with its feet?
The thing is, this is 1765, so the Renaissance has happened. So why are you getting these shit painters doing this? Where's Monet when you need him?
It does have 4 left feet. And that guy that's looking at it, look at the guy on the right, on the left, sorry. He's looking down at it like, I did say sit. Now sit. And it's just like,
down there.
look at its eyes. It's just like, kill me. Kill me now.
I love the fact that the priest as well is hiding behind all the women.
All the women. May your gowns protect me.
Yeah, I'll just stand back here because that looks rough, mate.
In fact, all of the men seem to be hiding behind the women. Look at all the women at the front, and that woman, like second from the right, she's stroking it. She's like, "Oh, it's lovely. Look, there's nothing wrong with it." And all of the men are looking a bit tentative, like, "Oh." But the woman's like, "Oh," she's got a smile on her face. She's loving it. She's stroking it, and she's like, "Oh, it's lovely." And the men are just like,
No.
And then the vicar's like standing behind either that or he's a really small bloke. And he's just kind of peeking over the shoulder of the guy that's going, sit. I said sit, brother.
Oh, is he teaching on to sit?
Oh, fuck me. Artists back then. They were paid far too much.
So this wolf was stuffed and sent back to Versailles, and Francois and his son were hailed as heroes. They were given money, titles, and probably all the mistresses that they needed. But then in December...
How many do you need, though?
I don't know. 71? Not many. Be honest
Exactly,
with you.
that's what I mean. One of them's going to kill you. One of them's going to be the end of you, let's face it.
I mean, he'd need a carer, at least. One of them. But that's about it.
I'll fuck him, but I won't wipe his ass.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Wow, okay.
I'm just saying, just being honest.
In December, alas, 2 young boys were attacked, but they were successfully fought off the beast. So this wasn't the beast that Francois had killed, because it was still out there killing people. And over the next 6 months, over a dozen deaths by beast were recorded. Eyewitnesses stated that the beast showed no fear around livestock. And in June of 1767, this is when the actual beast's reign of terror came to an end. Now, it was shot by Jean Chastel during a hunt. And there
Did you say during a hunt?
During a hunt.
It sounded like you said during a hunt. It sounded like you went all French there. During a hunt?
Slurring my
Oh,
words.
during a hunt.
It was shot during a hunt.
It was
What can I say?
Oh man, the French gonna love this episode.
Guest be a guest. Sorry. What?
Does your dog bite? That's not my dog. Anyway, sorry. That was a terrible Clouseau impression for anyone that's wondering. So there's Jean, the killer of the beast. According to legend, again, Jean was having a little prey under a tree when the beast appeared in front of him. Now, rather than panic, Jean was filled probably with the Holy Spirit or whatever. He picked up his gun, loaded his silver bullets that was made from a melted down religious artifact, took aim, and shot the beast through the face.
Okay, so this is what I pictured, right? I pictured him praying by a tree, right? And I pictured the beast going, aha, I see you are having a little prey. Perfect. Pray, a little pray. And then kind of, he went a bit Spanish there as well. And then he kind of comes up to him and the man's like, but I have silver bullets. They are melted down from the cross. Is that not sacrilege, mate?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, isn't that sort of like...
I think that's not allowed. I think God's gonna be pissed off with you. Don't know that that's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a terrible story, to be honest with you, but again, romanticized. I just think he was out on a hunt, and then several people shot it, but he was the one
shot a badger.
That gets claimed for it. I mean, it's a big badger, if it is.
Yeah?
Biting people's faces off, but they're nasty.
No badgers, right? We were driving down the road one night and like it was pitch black back to one of my very first boyfriend's houses. It was like this lonely old country road, like the sort of, lonely old road that teenagers in horror movies get killed on. And the car just kind of went ka-poof. And we were like, what the fuck was that? And the boys were sat in the front, I was in the back, and they were like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I think we hit a badger, right? So I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. Oh no, what if it's, get out and see if it's okay, right? Before they had chance to get out of the car, right? The badger got up, poked its head above the bonnet and went, fucking knobs. Fucking dead, right? And carried on walking across the road like now to bother. We got out and had a look at the front of the car. It was fucking concertinaed.
Dented, yeah.
Those things are rock hard.
They are. They're bastards.
The badger was probably like, oh, I'm going to have to take an aspirin after this.
It really was. It was like, oh, it's going to need a fucking strong glass of wine here.
Yeah.
You fucking arsehole. You arsehole. Watch where you're going.
May as well have a drink now because I'm going to be hungover in the morning anyway. Jesus.
Yes. It looked so pissed off at us as it carried on just walking across the road like, oh, you fucking lie.
It's the way they...
It's going to leave a bruise, you arsehole.
Don't you have eyes, mates?
I'm walking here. It was a badger, I'm telling you.
So,
Le
yeah...
Beast of Javadon, badger.
I mean, when the body was sent back to Versailles, it was too decomposed to get a comprehensive identification on. But they did cut its stomach open and find human remains in there. So I don't know how that works out, really.
The wolf body was too decomposed, but the stomach acid in the wolf hadn't decomposed the human. Yeah,
it's not digested it yet. Yeah. So
I'm just thinking the smell.
Overall, 2 sets of decomposing remains. Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, surely you'd look at it and go, "Fucking wolf."
Badger.
So it must have been pretty melted.
If I had to see a creature like those in the pictures, I'd be like, is it a wolf? Is it a badger? Is it a weasel?
I suppose. Maybe they look different back then. I don't know. But
is it a fox? Is it just a chimera or like an amalgamation of all these things at once?
If they look
is this
like
the bastard love child of a dog-like creature orgy?
A hamster and a dog.
Could
the
have
love
been.
child of a hamster and a dog.
Could have
A
been
big hamster
liger.
though.
Yeah, something.
A liger? Well, that's just sensible.
Yeah. I know, I'm bounding into the realms of sensibility there.
You don't ever do that.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
I mean, the good news is that wolves have actually been spotted on the outskirts of Paris as early as 2017. So maybe we'll have some news stories coming up. They've made their way across from the Italian border and are now making inways in France. So
it's happening again.
It's good news for the wolf population because they
there's a lot of French people to eat.
Yeah, no one likes them anyway. Pretty sure we've got no listeners from there. I've not looked for a while, but we won't have after this.
If you just specifically check analytics, so like France, it's just a 90-degree drop from here.
You know what it is? It doesn't matter, Ant, because we have our American... Oh, no, wait. No. I think they probably cancelled this as well.
Yeah, we can't even say Russians now, can we? Because we fucked them off.
We did, yeah. But we'll always have our Oh, wait, fuck, no, we haven't got a Catholic now. No, okay.
Who else? Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, what, the Brazilians. We've got... Oh, fuck, no, hold on.
Oh, yeah, you can't have
No, we haven't got the Jewish.
Look,
what it is, Ant? I think we've just got Wilkes.
A good case here.
Yeah, we've got Wilkes.
There's Wilkes and Cat.
And
Cat,
Prophet, me and you. Not even Nova.
5 listeners.
Because he doesn't listen to it. He's on it. He doesn't even fucking listen to it.
I know, right? And I'm not going to lie. I have 3 YouTube accounts and I like the video 3 times on each account and we still only have 7 likes.
I like some of your videos.
Not enough. Nova, make some more accounts.
Oh, God. I'm 41. I can't work in a real job. Need to be YouTube famous.
And you can't even spell podcast.
No, yeah.
Yes, it's in
Wait, you have a podcast and you can't spell podcast. What fucking hope is there?
Yes, I need to point out the Twitter handle.
Yes, for anybody who isn't aware, the Twitter handle actually is that. It's not us being an idiot. It's Ant being a drunken idiot and signing up to Twitter while he was pissed. At the same time that he signed up to Gmail while he was pissed. So yes, it is. We are the MO podcast.
See, the problem is I'm not going to say this layout looks professional or anything, but I spent loads of time doing this layout, and the only feedback I've got is the Twitter's spelt wrong. And it's like, no, I actually had to copy it to spell it right. Because I couldn't spell it wrong again.
So, okay, so Ant, here's a theory, right? Why don't you do what Ali did and replace the handles with QR codes?
Yeah.
Then it doesn't make you look like an idiot.
Okay, maybe I'll do that.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe I should. Just slap a beginning and end on it and then fucking do that. Yeah, okay. Editing, more editing.
Well, I mean,
editing for me.
Yeah, more editing for you. Or, no, editing for you, you mean. I told you, Nova, he slaps a fucking intro and an outro on and that's it. That's as far as it goes. And you know what it is, Ant? Right, you can't just have a black background and use Anton, right, and slap it in the middle and that's it.
Call it professional.
You fucking know. You know that's what font you use. Innit?
Jeez, I wonder why.
It's because that's the font I used to use.
Trey was using it, yeah.
Video thumbnails. And he's like, I'll just get a black background and I'll just use Anton and I'll put the MO podcast. Even though that's not even our fucking logo anymore.
Anyway, fine.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Because he's got 1,000 posters, flyers that he's going to fly everywhere, and
I am-
everyone's gonna know.
I'm gonna do it like a Tic Tac parade. I'm gonna fucking when are they due? April, right? What's around in April? Right. Yeah, fine.
He's gonna wait.
You're gonna have to like streak across the field while flying all the flyers.
You know what it is? He's gonna wait until we go to Saddle with Moor, and then he's gonna scatter them all across Saddle with Moor. Hint: they didn't find Hardy's any of those kids. Okay, they're not gonna find our flyers either. Think of somewhere else. Trafford Centre.
Arrested for
Yeah.
littering.
Yeah. And on that
Yeah,
bombshell, on that bombshell, this has been the MO podcast with me, Consummation Sant.
And me, Atreya.
And myself, Novodome.
Yeah, and we've literally just been shouting at each other for a past hour. But it's been really enjoyable. And I hope you all have fun, and we shall see you next time.
Wait, I have one question.
Go on.
What does your t-shirt say?
Have a nice day.
Oh, okay.
The MO Podcast. The MO Podcast. The MO Podcast. The MO Podcast.